I'm from California, born and bred, and the history of it fascinates me, and so I just wanted to incorporate that into the brand.
That's cool. That's cool. Welcome everybody to the Speak Your Life podcast. My name is Andre. You already know what time it is. I'm your host, and if you are listening, we want you to just lock in. Take this time to lock in real quick. Whether you listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and wherever you're listening to your podcast, we want you to be a part of this. Every episode is a moment, and we want you to be a part of that. Today's special guest. All the way from California, and he's an artist. He's been an artist for a while now, and he's created a beautiful brand called Califa Coast. Please welcome Ramon to the show.
Yes, sir.
My man, what's going on? You doing all right? Good to see you. Good to see you. All right.
Welcome you guys too. Man. I appreciate you guys for pulling up.
So, guys, just to preface this, I was like out here shooting another podcast, and we were just like, you know what, Ramon, I think it'd be a cool idea if I slide by with my video man, Deshaun, and shout out to Deshaun, I was doing great work. And I was just like, you know what, I think, you got an art show, like, why not come through? Why not, like, let this happen? Like, this is a moment that we want everybody else to be a part of, so. Here we are.
There it is. I just met Andre 2 weeks ago at the High Museum for an opening. We kicked it, chopped it up. Next thing you know, we stay on that, like, can meet people any place and just become friends. And then he just said, hey, I invited him to this event we're doing and pulled up. So now we're here.
We're here at the Golden Hour.
Golden Hour.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, man, how are you feeling? 1 out of 10. How are you feeling?
10 plus always, man. You got to stay on that positive energy. Always keep that positive energy. So
that's good. I'm feeling it. You ready to speak your life?
There it is.
All right. Cool. So what we usually start off, with every guest is we talk about, the importance of two things in life, and that's, the day you were born and the day you knew why. So if you could quickly, if you don't feel comfortable, give us a year. Just like give us the era that you were born in.
I'm a 70s baby.
70s baby.
71. I was born in 71.
Okay.
And so, yeah, man. It's a blessing to still be here, still like activating spaces, doing the thing that I love to do, creating. Like I wake up in the morning thinking about creating. I go to sleep thinking about creating. It's like my life. I love it, and thankfully. Through all the shit that I've been through, I'm still well preserved, because
that's good.
Life has lots of bumps and stuff on the way, but I still am doing what I love. And, I haven't achieved this pinnacle of success that I want to achieve, but I keep going.
Yeah.
Because I have a purpose and I'm just like on it.
Yeah. What do you feel like was like that moment, or was there like some people are like, oh, when I was 21 and I was like working at this place in this restaurant, I realized as I was flipping these burgers that this was not my purpose. What was that moment for you?
Well, I mean, if I was gonna be 100% real, I was like I was a good kid, and I was like 15, 16. Before that I was into sports. I was a really good baseball player, and so I was like my passion, but I got caught up with some people and I ended up, getting into drugs and shit like that, and selling drugs, doing stuff like that. So it was like probably 16, 17. I was, this was before 9/11. I think I can say this, but I was like, packing shit, flying it, doing shit like that. And people that I knew started getting locked up, and I just knew at that moment, I was like, I can't do this. I was like, this is not for me. I was always scary doing it. But then I was like, I thought like, this is what you do to man up and do shit. But, at the end of the day, I wanted to do something better with my life. So that was it.
Okay. No, that's good. That's good. That's good that you realized that earlier than later, because
Right.
you know you could have had a different projection or a different outlook
Right.
on what your life could have been. Because people usually like it's like either two paths, like jail or dead. So that's good that you didn't, end up in one of those, and so you're here now. So you're, you're doing your thing, man. So that's really really cool. So yeah, so basically, like you said, we met 2 weeks ago at the High Museum. They had the high frequency Fridays. They got the house music. They got the art. They got the vibes like in downtown Atlanta. And so we actually like randomly met in line. Like we were just like talking about how long the line was. Like, man, because I don't remember this event being like that popping. Like, I mean, it was popping, but like it was popping like the other week, because remember the line was going out the door and it was like already an hour and a half into the event. Usually by that time everybody's kind of like settled in. But no, like it was like people were out the door. The line was so long, and we were just talking about, they're like, dang, they got a membership line for us people. We got actual like annual memberships. So then we ended up just talking. Yeah, he's got to do his thing. But yeah, we ended up talking, chopping it up with another guy named Stefan. He's gonna show up real soon too. And anyways, we all just hit it off really good.
Everyone's in the back.
And again, this is the golden hour, guys. So we got guests coming through. Say hi.
Hey.
So yeah, man. So ever since then, I was just like, I always like to connect with other creatives, and I knew that he had something like, he was like, yeah, I got this art show, I want you to check it out. I was like, all right, cool. So I was like, I'm always trying to connect with other creatives, and I could feel that passion that he had in his eyes. The way he described the art show that he's hosting, and the one that we're at right now. So here we are. So Ramon, tell me, like, were there some things that kind of like were some like those, everybody has little like dots that they kind of like connect, and they realize like, wow, I was meant to do this. Like maybe maybe I was 4 years old with the crayons and the coloring sticks and just like putting stuff together, and maybe your art teacher said, hey, you got something special. Like, what was that? Like, were there some things that along the way you just felt like you were meant to be a creative?
Man, Bob Ross. I used to be all into Bob Ross. I was like saved up to buy my little oil thing. And I used to watch that shit on PBS. And the thing that really solidified it is when I was a freshman in high school. I was like, I was really athletic, but I was skinny, man. I didn't even weigh 98 pounds as I joined a wrestling team.
Oh, wow.
Cause like I was playing football and it was before pads. It was like the summertime and they were like, you shouldn't play, bro. Like you're fast, you're quick, you can do everything, but you're going to get hurt. I was skinny.
Yeah.
So I was like, someone said you should wrestle. So I went and started wrestling, and the wrestling coach is also the art teacher.
Oh, wow.
So I got in with him. And I just started wrestling, and I took art class, and he taught me some things. And then from that point on, I was like, he taught me like how to blend. And before that, I kind of was like not all that great with it. But then he showed me how to blend, and then I was addicted from that point on, just blending, like mixing colors. And then my mountains started looking fresher. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everything was like popping. So I was like, okay.
That's right.
And the real thing was like actually seeing it and recognizing I had a talent for it. And then I was like, okay, I need to like actually invest in this.
Yeah. Spend more time, put more time and dedicate to it. Yeah. That's good. And sometimes people recognize things like maybe a teacher saw that in you, and then like you recognize that about yourself. And then sometimes people like kind of veer off and they're like, you know what? Like that's cool, but some people have I'll say this, like some people have like a natural talent for something, but I think sometimes people get so caught up on that natural talent that they don't take the time to develop those skills and actually get like real skills to like build on top of that talent, because talent is good, but like having skills is great. So it sounds like you've had the talent, but you also built skills on top of that over the years, over time.
I mean, coming from the, like, I told you I was really good at baseball. So when I'm good at something and I recognize, like I put in the work, I put in the hours, it's the same thing. Like, you know, you hear all the NBA players, like they would just play in the backyard and practice the last shot, be like 10, 9, 8, you grab the ball, you're like, fuck, you know, you're like, you do that over and over again. And it becomes like muscle memory. And it becomes something that you're like, also you're making your brain like activate to that thing. Right. So that's pretty much it. That's how you foster something, when you realize that there's something that you're good at, but you got to put in work. And you know, I like I said earlier, wake up, going to sleep, I think about creating. So
wow. So you came from California, grew up in the IE. Shout out to the IE, Inland Empire, for those of you who don't know. And when did you end up coming to Atlanta, and how was that transition?
Atlanta was not a meant to be thing. You know, I came here, my boy was like, come to Atlanta. And I was like, I'm going to Columbia. This is like during the pandemic. And I had just started my swim line. And you know how that goes. I was going to launch that summer. And so couldn't do shit. I was trapped in the crib, and everyone was making masks, and real shit. I was making masks before the COVID shit hit. I just wanted to make it as a fashion statement to go with my bathing suits. And I went to my guy, the manufacturer, and he was supposed to make my mask, and it took mad long for him to make the mask, and he never made them. And I was like, and then everyone started making masks, and he was like, I went was like, where are my masks? He's like, oh, I'm making masks. You can't make your masks. So I was like, fuck. So I was like, my boy's Colombian, and he was in Colombia, and I hit him up, and I went to Colombia to manufacture stuff. And, but they didn't let me in the country because I was just too swaggy. I was like, my ambition was just like so lit, you know. And my boy was there. He had a girlfriend. She had friends. I had girls waiting for me, like at the parties. I we rented an apartment. So instead of going back to LA, I came here, and I had to get a passport. The reason they didn't let me in is they said my passport was, you know, some was janky or something, and I was obviously I can't get on a plane and my passport's not good. They just didn't. They were just hating on me. I could see it when I was walking to the lady. I saw her. I was like, don't give me her. I was like in my head, I don't want her. And I went there, you know, and I speak Spanish, so I'm lit. I could talk to them and the whole thing. And she was like, go over there. They didn't want to fuck with me, so they just sent me back on the same plane I came in on. the same plane. So I was crushed. And I came here. My boy Navin, who's, you know, this is 183 Shipley, the project space. The concept is something that I thought of while I was staying with him. And then, you know, I ended up going back to Columbia, but that's why I'm in Atlanta, man. It was not really, I didn't plan to come here like I'm coming to Atlanta. And you know, everything happens for a reason. So that's why you can't get discouraged when bad shit happens, because, you know, God will put you where you need to be, essentially. No,
that's cool. So like, how did you and your boy connect that owns this whole facility? Like, how did y'all?
So Navin and I go back, like I said, I'm 71, I'm a 70s baby. So, you know, I'm 51 now. We were both in college in the Bay Area. We went to different art schools, and one of my classmates knew Navin, and I met Navin, and then we just became clicked up from that point on. So these guys have been in my life since I was like 22, you know, and they're my brothers at this point. It's like, you know, and so to be able to have someone that you know that long and you're still cool with them, we're still like building and creating the space and making art and doing shit. That's basically, you know, we met each other the same way we fuck with each other right now to this day.
That's awesome. Yeah, because, I mean, that's like almost 30 years of being friends. That's pretty dope. And so, and to, you know, build with each other, to like create together, like that's really cool. I mean, because sometimes you meet different people, come and go in your life, and then just, it's special whenever you can build and find something where you know, you're always finding something new together, like whether it be like creating this space, you know, coming to a new place, like a new city, coming from another coast, you know, that's always something great, because sometimes people, maybe they're friends, but as they get older or as they grow, they start to kind of like go off in different paths. And that's cool that you guys like kind of stuck together, because you're both creative minds,
Right.
and you both stuck together, and you have even though you have like not the exact same path, it's just like, you know, you still have that same basis of like creativity and constantly creating something new. So
right. I mean, as with any relationship, you know, there's always ups and downs. There's times where, you know, I mean, people get in, you know, get married or you know, you can only imagine.
Life happens.
And so life happens, but you know, we always just stayed in contact with each other, and you know, because we have a passion for something, and that's what connects us. That's what binds us as friends. Is like I said, how we met is how we still fuck with each other. So
yeah. Wow. So tell me about like how, like what made you start the swim like collection? Because was it like, I don't know, you always like were at the beach when you were growing up, you know, being in California?
You know, this is a great story. So my boy, who this is his art here. This is one of his sculptures, and he has some paintings over there. So Peter Macon, he's you know, he's also went to school with me in San Francisco.
Okay.
And so it's 4 of us all together.
Yeah.
5 really, but 4 of us really were like, you know, we used to call each other Voltron because we were like connect like Voltron, you know.
Yeah.
Peter was getting married in the Bahamas, and at that time I was printing. So all of my swimwear is I print my own fabrics. I textile design. I'm really into textile design. I have a painting background, so I'm like, I have an eye and I have a passion for it. So I was developing textiles, and I was making T-shirts. Nothing like the swimwear, because swim is like way more, you know, T-shirt, you print it, but swimwear is so much more detailed.
Yeah.
And I can get into that later, but the way it happened is my boy got married in the Bahamas. He rented a yacht. He had his guests come, and he was like, "Can you make swimwear for the women?" And there was like 2 weeks time, and I was like, "Bro, like, why didn't you tell me this?" And I just made it happen, dude. I lived in LA at the time. I was already making connections. I just like developed something, and went to the Bahamas with it. And we were on a yacht. It was like their bachelorette party on the yacht. And I gave them all the swimwear. Wow. And everyone fucked with it, and everyone was having fun, and they fit all the girls. And I was like, you know. And we came back to LA, and like a month or 2 later, it was like a month later, I was still like hooked on this shit. So I bought a sewing machine. I was in the crib sewing. You were in there. I was hooked. And he called me, and he was like, "Man, let's just do this shit for real. Let's just like, you know." And you know, that's when it started. I started developing more of the line, and then of course I told you earlier the Pandeezy hit. So like, it kind of railroaded the timeline and all that. But that's how the swimwear thing happened. It happened in the Bahamas. You know?
Wow, that's awesome. Was it Nassau or Freeport?
Nassau.
Okay, yeah. I've been to Freeport, but I haven't been to. I still gotta go to Nassau, man. Yeah. But yeah, that's cool. So with the swim line, do you have like any? So I know you said you're gonna also look into other season apparel as well, like you know, maybe doing winter, fall, things like that. Have there been already other designs that you've already created that we can like take a look at?
I mean, I've done jackets. I've done. You want me to show you right now? Okay, you just sit right here. I'll bring it over here. I got.
Okay.
So again, I was telling you, like I do all over print. Oh man, that sucks.
That's okay.
I do all over print. So this is a lady's jacket, so it won't fit me, but I'll just kind of put it on.
Yeah.
So you got, you know, this side. You got the hood. You got all the cargos.
Yeah.
You know, you got the pockets here.
Oh.
And then you flip it around.
It's pretty dope.
And you know, you got this other print that's kind of like my Louis Vuitton handbag type of vibe, you know, but I put all this.
Can I try it?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Put it on there.
Cool. Oh man. Yeah, it's too short for me too.
It's a woman's cup. Yeah.
But it's still nice. I like I definitely like the orange part the best. Cause like it feels like I don't know, the colors feel like fall.
Yeah, it's a fall look.
Yeah.
And I really love camo. So like
yeah, that's nice.
I develop all my own camouflage prints.
Okay.
Too. And so like I got like a full
Put that right there.
pant situation, joggers, and I get all the details in there. Put my brand on there.
So it's like it looks like Arabic in there.
So that's kind of the history of the Califa Coast vibe. I'll get into that.
See that? Look at that. That's dope.
Hoodies, whole matching set.
Wow.
Even has like a kind of contrasting sort of situation going on in there.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Pretty cool.
Yay! What up, man? We'll wrap it up a little.
This is the guy we were talking about. This is Stephon.
What's up? Oh.
Yeah.
Hey.
Say what's up to the people.
What's going on, everybody? I want to say hi to my mom. Congrats to Ramon.
Yeah.
Ramon fam.
That's right. We all met each other at the Hive Museum 2 weeks ago. So you're gonna see this man on an episode in a couple of weeks. So y'all stay tuned.
So the drinks are there, and then Naven's making tequila slushies in the garage,
Which
in
are
the space.
Pretty good, might I say.
Yeah.
Mix it up with a little White Claw. Wow, that was really nice. But yeah, man. So like you were saying something about there's a story behind the Arabic and the Califa Coast brand and the name of it.
Right.
Tell us about that.
So the Califa Coast has it's the reason why it has that sort of Arabic influence on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not because I'm Arabic or anything like that I know of, but it has to do with the name of the brand, Califa.
Yeah.
And Califa, California. So we used to always call it Califas in Spanish, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm really deep into historical context. I love history, and I love digging deeper than the shit that we've been told. And so there's all these like reasons why it's called California anyway. And one of them is because there's a story of a black queen, like native, named Calafia. And I think Calafia is Queen Calafia. And so that's where they're saying California came from.
Wow.
And so I kind of incorporated it because I like the story.
Mm-hmm.
And I just resonated with it because I'm from California, born and bred. Yeah. And the history of it fascinates me. And so I just wanted to incorporate that into the brand.
That's cool. That's cool. That's awesome. Yeah.
Like there's a Calafia Farms. They make almond milk. And it's kind of like a queen, like Starbucks, like the icon.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the root of it.
Yeah, the Burj Khalifa in the middle of the Middle East. The tallest building in the world right now. Right. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But yeah, I was actually, we were gonna get some shots of like a few pieces of the swim collection as well, and we want you to talk about those. So we'll be right back, guys. So we're here with the swimsuit collection. So tell us about each of the pieces, the inspiration, like what's up?
So for this project space, 183 Shipley project space, this is a special collection that I developed that I collaborated with the artist. So I'm curating the show here. And when you see the different installations, the curation was part of the concept. The rest of the concept had to do with bringing in my brand and collaborating with the artists that I also curated, right? And so part of that was to take their artwork that I chose to show in a show and reproduce it and make different products from it. Mm-hmm. So, for instance, this, and when you see, you're looking at this now, and then you'll see the artwork that goes with it. And so this is Naven Norling's work, and essentially it's taken from his actual work of art. It's sculptural. And when you see the piece, you'll know what I'm talking about. They're all Altoid cans that he's painted. And it's part of his DNA, painting on Altoid cans. And then there's the matching jump off here. It says he does different isms on there. Like it says make money, it says shrine on, foolish, ice. So there's all these easy. There's just things that he puts into his work that has significant meaning to him. And so I wanted to reproduce that and keep, when you see this up close, the mark making of the artist, the washes, his hand, I wanted to also keep that. It was very important for me to keep that. And you can't really see it as much there. Maybe able to see it in the shorts a little more. So we also made swim trunks. So you got a set. You got the bikini, you got the swim trunks. With the bikini, there's not as much space to show, but here you can really see. And the installation is all these Altoid cans stacked together on a pedestal. And so there's these, this is not in the show, the painting. It's called Playboys and Playgirls. And they're painted on windows, found objects. They're like old windows that get taken down from homes when they put new windows in, and he paints on them. And that's also part of his thing. Like the Altoid cans, he reuses them and then makes them his own. Yeah. And the same with the windows. So this is Playboys and Playgirls. So these are individual window seals. And again, you can see here that the window, the seal, the actual pane, the window pane is in the print. It's you can see it there too. So that was very important to keep that element there. Nice. And then we made pillows too. So this is one of his paintings here. And he paints also on rusted old aluminum, like things that you would find at a junkyard. And also, sheets of metal. And so this is taken from a painting that is also in the main space. Okay. And I took pictures of the painting and then I recontextualized it and, treated it so you can still get his hand in it. Again, it's very important to keep that element, to keep it true to the artist and to make a product that feels like that it came from the artist studio. I just don't want to put anything together. So that's kind of that. This is another one of the artists that I brought in, and it's one of his paintings. And I just kind of
I like the little piece right here. You see that?
And that's the painting that's outside.
Outside. That's what I was noticed. Yeah.
And I really was conscious and made a real effort to kind of brand it. So it has his name. It says 183 Shipley, David Shull times Califa Coast, and it's a little pocket inside. So, branding and doing this it's not an easy, I'm working with, 3 or 4 artists, and of course I have to please them and they have to co-sign and say, hey, I like this. And then, I develop it, I send it to them and they okay it. And then we make it, and so we've sold a bunch of them, and people. The good thing about it is that a lot of people can't afford expensive paintings, but they can, buy something that they can support the artists and the artist movement by buying their merch or buying things that comes from the artist studio. That's not a painting, but it's still part of the artist's repertoire. Yeah,
that's cool. Wow. And then the pool party one too.
This is this is part of my resort collection that I'm going to come out with. This is the tiki drink swim trunks. Okay. And this is the pool party, and it also says Island Club on the back. So I'm going to do a whole resort kind of vibe. It'll come out for for the holiday season. So this is one of the first pieces. So I just love making stuff that's fun and different from the shit that you will buy anywhere you go. I'm tired of seeing little pineapples on shorts. It's it's so basic, And the Califa Coast.
Califa Coast, I noticed that. That's cool.
So yeah, man. I spend a lot of time developing the print and developing and digitizing and making all of my items. I really put a lot of work into it. And I also have. I'll show you this. This towel is really dope. Nice. So, this is...
Oh, that's the Tupac one.
Tupac towel.
that painting from over there. Yeah.
Right. So this is really dope because I spend a lot of time developing and coming up with concepts. And so even if you look at the Henny bottle, you know, it says passion on it, you know, for that kind of thug passion idea. And instead of instead of Moet, it says poet, you know? Mm-hmm. And I put all his books that he read that influenced him. You know, Nostradamus, Art of War, Sisterhood is Powerful, just all the elements that made him, that made him. He's not one-dimensional character, you know, he's like fully developed, creative person. And then I put the Machiavelli book underneath the table on some this is secret knowledge down here. So I'm very mindful, and I think about, I don't just put shit, everyone is an art, I make t-shirts, I do this, but the like what you're drawing from, because everyone can get Google Images, anyone can just no lie, I got a lot of the stuff from Google Images, but I went into it, I conceptualized it, and I made a digital collage, you know? Yeah. And so even this scene of him in the bathtub, this picture, he's not in the bathtub in this picture, but I made him look like he's in the bathtub, right? For that famous shot where he's like, you know, so, and then this yellow lowrider was in one of the videos where he was, you know, so I added that stuff, and then, you know, the whole sky, the whole just vibe, you know, so yeah, it's just,
in the city with my enemies. There we go.
So there's there's that, and I made towels of this piece too, and so it's just really a continued process of developing ideas, and when you decide you want to make an idea and you want to do it, you got to see it all the way through, because there's a lot of influence, especially as a creative person. Like I just showed you 4 or 5 different things, and working with 4 or 5 different people, it's cool to really branch out and do a lot of things, but you got to be able to rein it all in.
Yeah, you know?
And that's it.
That's cool. And then you had the tequila.
Yeah, Tequila Gang.
Tequila Gang. Yeah.
So yeah, man, I love I was in Mexico for a month, and we, was doing a lot of tastings and tastings. Yeah. And I drank a lot of in my day. Yeah. I'm not trying to hear pull up and be alcoholic, but tequila's kind of the only thing I can drink now. All the other brown juice, all the other that stuff is too saucy for me.
Saucy.
Yeah. I get on that. It's like sloppy poppy, but the Tequila Gang is just I thought of it because there's a YouTube channel. I listen to a lot of Amapiano, South African deep house and stuff, and there's a channel on there called Tequila Gang. Okay. And I just like the concept of it. They don't do it. They don't have no branding with tequila or nothing. They just call themselves Tequila Gang. Oh, okay. And I just like the idea of it. It kind of reminds me of the plate in a lowrider in the back. In the window, whatever their lowrider club is. That's right. That's the kind of vibe I was going for. Okay. So yeah, that's kind of the concept. And when you see the snow cone card out there, it's in its beta stage, but eventually we're gonna paint it all black and then put the Tequila Gang branding on it, and we're doing tequila snow cones on it. So
wow. Yeah, that's cool. Like I said, those things were so good earlier. We had a few pieces over here. This one.
So we'll start here with this. Okay. I'm really into type and font, and I like creating my own fonts. And so that's what all these are too. There's a base to them, but I go into them a little more. Yeah. And so this is the same with this one. It has a rock band, a heavy metal type of vibe.
Queenish or
I'm really, really into the whole, and it goes along with this. The options and the same decal is on here. Oh, so I'm these glow in the dark too.
So they glow in the dark?
Yeah, what? I'm really fucking into this new concept of, there's this war between men and women and the red pill and all that stuff like that. I'm 51 years old. I already said that, but I've already went through all this shit when I was younger. And so to hear all these new people regurgitating, reiterating things that I was already involved in and went through. So this is kind of it's a heart, and all the heart smiles with the heart eyes, and a snake going through it, kind of like a broken heart. That's what I was going for. And the options is kind of the part of the sort of the things that people talk about. I got options and shit like that, you know?
Yeah.
So it's a play on that, you know? And so that's that, and this one has the same sort of heart, and it says streets there, so that, you know, she belongs to the streets, like that whole thing. I'm just into it, man. I love
future.
I love it as art pieces. So I have all these. You'll see that one. It says Ghosted up there. Like I have all these fonts and things that I make that are referencing that. You know?
Cultural references. Real things.
And so this is a Frida Kahlo bathing suit.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know who Frida Kahlo is, she's a Mexican painter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's a really iconic figure. And you know, this is all of the things. It's like the same as a Tupac towel.
Mm-hmm.
So it references all of the things that she was really into and things that she, you know, like the monkeys. She had pet monkeys. Mm-hmm. She painted a lot of monkeys. She painted cats and watermelon and plants. Yeah. And it's just a homage to the person and to who they were and to what they meant to me as an artist and as a painter coming up and, you know, wanting to be something like that. And create and make a living off of it. So that's what this is. It's just a Frida bathing suit.
Yeah. That's like growing up, like, and having different friends from Latin America and going to their houses. It's like you cannot go to a Latin American house and not see that painting.
Facts.
Yeah, that's just how it is. Right. So that's awesome, though. That's awesome. Just your ability to kind of put it all together and just take, you know, something that already exists and like just creating a collage of whether it be a Tupac, whether it be a Frida bathing suit or a towel or something like that. Mm-hmm. That's pretty awesome. So, and then like I was going to say, as we close, you know, if you were to look at life like a house, a house representing your life, what would be like one of the foundational pillars that your house stood on? Would you say?
Man, there's so many things mixed in there, but I think the most kind of thing for me would be the will to not give up. Mm-hmm. It's like anytime you can say like, yeah, I've been through hell and back, and you keep going and you're just on your purpose. And, you know, there's going to be days where I've had days where I'm like depressed and I don't want to do shit. And I'll do that for like 3 days. And then I'll be like, all right, snap out of it, get back to it. And I think it's perseverance. It's because nothing comes easy. And for some people it does, but if you're not that person, you're not that person. So you just have to like keep some sort of fire lit under you. And I guess that foundation for me would be perseverance.
Yeah. Wow. You know? That's awesome. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, you gotta have perseverance to, like, you know, you have like a idea, especially like if you're creative, like if you know, sometimes ideas come and sometimes they go. So you like either got to write it down or you got to like start with it because you don't want it to escape you like a firefly. You know, you have a jar that's your paintbrush or your pen to like write down those ideas, write down those lyrics, whatever it is it may be as an artist, as a creative. And so like that ability to like not just start it, but to also finish it too.
Right.
Because there's a lot of artists, great artists out there that have like paintings that they started, but you know, art pieces and masterpieces that never were completed.
I mean, everyone's different and everyone has their process. I mean, I feel like at this point where I'm at, I'm on some Jay-Z shit. Like, I don't need to write down my raps. I'll get in the booth. I'm ready to go. You know, like, that's what I'm on. But I think that some people need time. They need to marinate. And that's their process. And yes, you're right. Some people will put away stuff and start it and never finish it. And that's maybe something that has to do with their past life. I don't know, but like you just have to figure it out, man, and just and do what works for you.
Yeah. And then we always end off on question of the day. So question of the day today is, if you were to design a painting for any artist or any celebrity that you I don't know, can think of her as your favorite celebrity that you admire or have gained inspiration from, who would it be and why?
You mean I did do a portrait of a figure?
Yeah. For them, if they say, "Hey, Ramon, like I want you to do this painting for me, like an exclusive painting, they're gonna pay $1 million. who would you do it for and why?
Oh, who would I paint? Who would I want to be the person that's
the subject? Yeah.
No, you're asking me. Okay, sorry.
Like who would you want to call your phone and be
someone
like, yo,
hits me up and be like, I
exactly,
want you to do something for me?
Yeah. It could be dead or alive, honestly.
You stumped me on that. I don't really have a honestly, man, I don't really have a preference for any person. I don't really idolize any. I think we're all like I said, like, you know, you put people on pedestals. Jay-Z would be like this great person. He's bought art. He's done that already. So it's a hard question for me to answer because I don't really like. For me, I'll keep it 100 from my perspective. Like, I would want to make something for some ancient culture from the time travel back in the day and make some grand, like, amazing artifact, you know, that stands the test of time for maybe some king or something. I don't know, man.
King Tut.
I don't know. Like, I'm more into, like, I like the whole shaman approach to making artwork. So the person that's hiring me to do it, I don't really care. I don't really have like any idols like that, but I do. I do like idol, Tupac. Like, look. They're like the Tupac tale. Why not make that for him? There you go. You know what I'm saying? Like, he would love that shit. He'd be like, that's the illest shit he's ever seen. You know, and so, like, boom, there you go. There it is. That's what I would do.
Awesome. Well, hey, man, thank you so much for being on the show.
Man, definitely
appreciate that. And anyways, guys, tell them your socials, like how they can connect with you and your artwork and things like that.
Califa Coast is the Instagram, and 183 Shipley is the gallery project space, and Agency Ramon Silva is my personal kind of like all the things that I've done throughout my life. I've done wallpaper, I've done interior design. You can see the plethora of stuff that I do. So that's kind of like my agency page, creative director stuff. And so yeah, man, any of those works for me.
Yeah, and that's Califa Coast with a C, not a KH. So that's Califa Coast. And then also, again, we want to thank you all for being a part of this episode. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being a lifer. If you have not already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, we don't care what platform it is, as long as you subscribe and as long as you're tuned and tapped into what we got going on. We have more amazing episodes just like this, more impactful conversations with great people like Ramon. So again, we want you to be a part of that. And again, we thank you so much. We love you. We'll see you in the next episode. Peace.
Cut.